Pixar's Inside Out did look into how people's emotions work in distinct ways, and the film's climax revealed a lot about the balance of these feelings. Sadness is typically viewed negatively, and Riley's path demonstrated the importance of accepting uncomfortable emotions. Something that we all should learn, right? And with the upcoming release of Inside Out 2, that's all set to make a hit in the cinemas in June 2024, everyone's pretty excited about what they're going to see next based on what they have watched previously. But what exactly was the movie all about? Well, for that, we're going to have to delve a little deeper. Inside Out, a comedy adventure set within the mind of an 11-year-old girl, was the type of classic that sticks with you after you've watched it, prompting personal associations. So the greater part of the film takes place in the mind of a young girl named Riley, who is sad about her mother and father's choice to relocate from Minnesota to San Francisco, separating her from her friends. Riley's emotions are shaped by the interactions of 5 explicitly cartoonish characters. Joy, a slim sprite type who resembles Tinkerbell without her wings. Sadness, who's soft, blue, and recessive. Fear, a thin purple bug-eyed figure with a question mark posture. Disgust, a rich green with a Mean Girls vibe. And anger, a flat-topped fireplug with diabolical red skin and middle manager's bland pants, thick tie, and short-sleeved shirt. Yet, apart from these emotions, there's something else as well. That's right, and it is the Master Control Room. The Master Control Room is a room with a board where the 5 major emotions compete for control. Joy is occasionally the prevailing feeling, followed by fear, sadness, and so on, but never to the exclusion of the others. The controller understands what the other emotions are expressing and is affected by it. In the movie, Riley's memories are symbolized by softball-sized spheres that are color-coded by dominant emotion, which is joy, sadness, fear, and so forth, transported from one mental location to another through a sort of vacuum tube-type system, subsequently categorized and kept as short-term memories or long-term memories, or tossed into an abyss that works the same function here as the trash bin on a computer. But of course, all of these emotions are linked with Riley's reaction to certain circumstances in her life and forming her memories. These emotions are placed in spheres that create a certain color depending on the mood of the recollection. The most essential experiences, which are known as core memories, Power 5, islands of personality, that each reflect a different facet of Riley's personality. Family Island, Friendship Island, Hockey Island, Honesty Island, and Goofball Island. Each emotion serves a specific purpose in Riley's life. Joy ensures her happiness, fear keeps her safe, anger keeps her life fair, and disgust keeps her from being poisoned physically and socially. No one understands Sadness's purpose, as all she appears to do is make Riley unhappy. As a result, she is constantly ignored and kept from using the headquarters controls, mainly by Joy, who prefers to keep Riley happy as much as possible. When Riley turns 11, her family makes a decision to move to San Francisco after her father gets a new job. Joy tries to make the move a pleasant experience for Riley and the other emotions, but several events leading up to the move make the other emotions think otherwise. However, sadness messes things up further when she turns a happy memory into a sad one by touching it and causes a core memory to fall out of the container it is housed in. Aware that memories cannot be changed back once turned sad, Joy keeps Sadness occupied by having her memorize a stack of mind manuals all through the day and into the night. On Riley's first day of school, Joy tries to prevent Sadness from disturbing anything by making her remain totally still inside a circle of chalk. But then again, it wasn't something you'd expect from Sadness to do. Instead of listening to Joy, she steps outside the circle and makes a new core memory by making Riley cry in front of her new classmates. Joy tries to get rid of the new memory, but her conflict with Sadness knocks all of the core memories out of their container. Before Joy can return them, she, Sadness, and Riley's core memories are sent through a memory tube to the distant depths of Riley's mind. As Joy and Sadness go through long-term memory, which is like a labyrinth-like space where all of Riley's past memories are stored, they meet Riley's imaginary buddy Bing Bong, who is eager to reconnect with Riley. When Bing Bong realizes that his song-powered imaginary wagon has been deposited into the memory dump, a pit where obsolete memories are wiped, he bursts into tears of candy and is consoled by Sadness, while Joy looks on in perplexity. Meanwhile, back at headquarters, anger, disgust, and fear attempt to take control in Joy's absence. However, they are unable to make Riley happy, and instead unwittingly start a heated dispute with Riley's parents, causing Goofball Island to fall into the memory dump. The three quickly realize that interfering with Riley's personality will force it to gradually kill itself, with potentially fatal consequences. On the other hand, Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong devise a plan to take the train of thought back to headquarters and travel through the many sections of Riley's mind, ignorant that Riley's life is steadily crumbling. She alienates both her parents and her old best friend, struggles in her new circumstances, and gives up hockey after failing to do well in the first audition. Anger believes that the only way to restore Riley's personality and prevent the remaining islands from going into the memory dump is to persuade her to flee to Minnesota. Later that night, when Riley is sleeping, Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong assemble at the loading dock for the train of thought, only to discover that the train does not run at night. In an effort to jumpstart the train, the three break into Dream Productions, where Riley's dreams and nightmares are manufactured. On the podium, they infiltrate a monster birthday clown named Jangles, who startles Riley and awakens her. As Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong board the train of thought and head for headquarters, Anger carries out his escape plot. Riley is led to take her mother's credit card, causing Honesty Island to collapse and ruining the train of thought in the process. Joy, Sadness, and Bing Bong seek sanctuary on Family Island, only for the island to collapse when Riley boards a waiting bus to Minnesota. Then, following a fruitless attempt to catch a ride to headquarters via a disclosed memory recall tube, Joy and Bing Bong tumble into the waste, leaving Sadness alone. But that was not it. Joy, in desperation and on the verge of losing up, bursts into tears and moves through Riley's memories, eventually discovering a tragic one in which Riley missed a shot in a hockey game, costing her team the victory. When Joy witnesses Riley's teammates and parents console her, which transforms the memory into a happy one, she understands Sadness's role at that very moment, which is to serve as a lighthouse to others, alerting them when Riley requires assistance. Joy locates Bing Bong's rocket wagon and attempts to jumpstart it, only to discover that it consistently fails to reach the cliff. Bing Bong, in a moment of self-realization, restarts the rocket and jumps off before it takes off. Joy looks over her shoulder, having barely made it to the brink. Since Bing Bong is stranded in the dump, and this may be the final time he sees Joy, he thanks her for allowing him to be important before fading away. Joy exits from the landfill and finds Sadness, who has realized that her actions would forever worsen Riley's life and fled her. Joy launches herself towards Sadness with a gigantic trampoline and grabs her before soaring to headquarters, where Anger and Disgust collaborate to get them inside. Everyone looks to Joy to fix the day, but she takes a step back and allows Sadness to take control. Riley, now in control of her emotions, gets off the bus before it leaves the station and returns home to her parents, where she bursts into tears after admitting she misses her previous life. As her parents console her, Joy and Sadness collaborate to produce a new core memory that glows both blue and yellow, signaling the start of Riley's personality restoration and the development of a new section of her mind. With Riley now adapting to life in a new city, and Sadness finally having to have found her place among her fellow emotions, everyone works together to help lead Riley to a happy life as she turns 12. So that was the whole plot of the film. But did you notice something here? It's interesting to consider that all of these characters and places, as well as the supporting characters we encounter inside Riley's mind, are symbolic. They are graphic representations of indescribable sensations, similar to the characters and symbols on tarot cards. And this is where Inside Out differs significantly from past Pixar films. It is not technically speaking fantasy or science fiction, which are the categories that describe the majority of the company's production. It's more of an extended dream that interprets itself as it goes, yet it's grounded in reality. The world outside Riley's imagination resembles ours, although through stylized computer-rendered pictures. Nothing happens there that would not occur in our reality. The majority of the action is what a studio executive would call low stakes. Riley suffers through her first day at a new school, is annoyed by her parents' pressure to buckle up, storms to her room and pouts, etc. With that being said, the film is an amazing depiction of human emotions and how most of us go through them when we're not feeling our very best. Yet, there's light at the end of every tunnel, and that's what the movie also tells in the very end as Riley, now being in charge of her emotions and how she decides to live her life. But let us know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below. Also, what do you think about Inside Out 2? Are you as excited for it as we are? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to always stay updated. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.